Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to a video. Today I have some Minecraft Pocket Edition news to share with you, and this is perhaps the best week of Pocket Edition news we've had in a while because we've had 5 separate 0.14.0 feature confirmations, all of which are cool by themselves but which combine together to make this really great message we've had from the Pocket Edition developers. So I want to talk about that in today's video, as well as talking about the general message we have been getting. You know, you might have noticed the PE developers have been the most active. I want to talk about perhaps why that is and why it's such a good thing in today's video. So if you do enjoy the video, please do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like these news plus discussion videos. But let's get straight into it, really, shall we? So let's start with the first thing that was confirmed about a week ago now, just under a week ago now, by Jason Major. So he said, sneak peek of something I've been working on when not fixing bugs, and as you can see, he's wearing some leather armor, but it's dyed leather armor, so it looks like dyed leather armor is coming to 0.14.0, and that's going to be pretty cool, because although it's a small feature, the ability to just be whatever color you want to be is something a lot of people do like, so yeah, that's going to be in there. And like I said, this is just the start of a great deal of things to come, because this is pretty cool by itself. It's a whole new bunch of customization going with the Redstone update, but just, by itself, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But the second thing that we actually saw was from Thomas Chechi. So this is something we thought we had confirmed, a long time ago, because it was in a, image for like the Halloween skin pack, but obviously it hadn't surfaced, and it was kind of just known as a rumor. But now we've seen official confirmation there are going to be maps in the Pocket Edition, because here you can see this is Thomas Chechi with his map on the PE. So he says, today it's new stuff today, and here you can see, boom, he's been exploring the map. So something you can notice, it's kind of, easy to miss here, but if you look at the map, you can see it's not the size of a console edition map, the one that you're probably familiar with if you're watching this video. It's actually the size of the original PC map, if not the one after that. So, yeah, it raised some questions as to exactly, how you're going to upsize the map, because that's going to be weird, right? But he confirmed this afterwards, saying, until we add PC crafting to PE, though, maps will be zoomed/upgraded using the anvil, not the crafting table. So, that's pretty cool if you ask me. You use an anvil to upgrade a map, which, I don't know, it feels like a cool PE exclusive, and that's that. But however, the second thing in this tweet you might have noticed, I zoomed past it, but he said, until we add PC crafting to PE, though. So, presumably he doesn't mean in this update, but what he does mean is that there is going to be Minecraft PC crafting, the manual crafting, as we call it on console, where you can drag the stuff yourself on the Pocket Edition. And I am going to be so pleased for that, because sometimes I get confused by the system, and sometimes I just wish I could drag it myself. I feel like touch would be the perfect system for a manual crafting, and I think the ability to have that would be great. Again, it's not confirmed for 0.14.0 just yet. I imagine it'd probably be the next update, but, he hasn't ruled it out or anything. He's just said until we add it, which implies it's coming later. I'd hope it's in 0.14, but I wouldn't say it's guaranteed. But still, sounds pretty cool, right? Maps, the dyed armor, as well as PC crafting, and that's just so far. Because later on, we then saw the tiniest bit of gameplay of the map functioning in Minecraft Pocket Edition. So here you can see, boom, here's this guy staring at his map. You don't see too much when you look at that. It's like, oh, so that's just a map, a fully filled out map on purpose. That's cool, I guess. However, if you look at it in slow motion, and you look at the kind of bottom left of the map, you can see that there's this big kind of ravine-looking structure. So this might be our first ever peek at a ravine. It could be an above ground cave. It would be a very weird shape for one, but yeah, to me it looks like a ravine. It seems like it's about the size of a small ravine, and yeah, a little bit of gameplay of the maps in Pocket Edition, always cool. And seeing some ravines on there makes it even cooler. If you don't know, we had the ravines kind of confirmed before, and this could be the the nail in the coffin for knowing they're definitely gonna be there, and that sounds pretty cool if you ask me. So yeah, that's maps on there too. And then finally, the last one comes in from Thomas Chechi again. Like I said, he's a very, very active developer, and he mentioned how, guess what the beautiful as yet to be untranslated button does. So if you look here, you can see there's back, there's new, and then there's all the options we have already, but there's also GUI.import world there. So GUI dot and then the name of something is a lot of programs' default names for thing. I know Visual Studio particularly uses that. I doubt they're using that, but that's just the one I know I'm familiar with, so I assume that's just the default name for the button. But you might be curious as to what import world would do, because he's presumably mentioning that that's going to be import world. I assume this is a way to either one, transfer saves between the Pocket Edition world. So if you have a Android world, you want to move to the iOS, maybe you could do it that way across your Mojang account. I think that's kind of unlikely, but it does sound a lot like the console edition thing, which is something they've done before. Or, which I think would be much cooler, is the ability for custom maps on the Pocket Edition. Because right now, if you're on Android, you can get custom maps just fine. If you're on iOS, you have to jailbreak, and for everywhere else, it gets a bit messy. However, if you just have an import world button, you don't have to, fiddle around with anything. You just import the world that you've got saved, and then boom, you can have a world that way. That's how I think it's going to be. There's a whole bunch of ways they could do it, but I hope that it's going to be either, download maps from that online, or transfer maps across your versions. Because it must suck being like, oh, this is trapped on the Android device forever, and when I lose it, it's going to leave me forever. Because you got to think, when you upgrade your device, which people upgrade their phones every 2 years, you don't want to lose the world, so it could be that, or it could be downloading maps. It's hard to say. So yeah, that is the roundup of all the Pocket Edition news just in this last week. That's on top of, you know, the week before that, having all the new jockeys confirmed. It's looking pretty cool on the Pocket Edition side of things. I really like how active the developers are and talking to people, and you might be thinking, Toycat, why do the Pocket Edition developers develop so much faster than anyone else? So I really don't think it's a matter of they're just working 4 times as hard, although you could argue that way. What I think it actually is I think they're just more active people. So, you know, when you look at the PC side of things, you've got Dinnerbone and you've got Jeb, and, you know, Jeb occasionally does something, Dinnerbone, every time he's excited, he does something. But now that Dinnerbone's not working on the actual PC version, he's working on the launcher for the game, you know, there's no one to really spread the information out there. And the same goes for 4J Studios. They have a bunch of staff, but none of them are really meant to put out the images. So you've just got their main Twitter, which is once a week when there's an update in the, you know, next few months. And I think, you know, what the Pocket Edition developers guys have got going on is perhaps the best model, where it's just like, hey guys, we're gonna be honest, here's what we're developing. Here, you can see a screenshot of it. And I really do think that's the best way to do things, because honestly, most people don't notice this. Most Pocket Edition players, that's like, you know, 40 million people, maybe like, you know, half a million people see these screenshots in some form. But for the people who really are excited about the next update, seeing something helps to drive that excitement for the game forwards. And I think, you know, knowing that they are working on something, being able to see it, is something I really do enjoy. So since the Pocket Edition has 2 super active developers, they have Thomas Chechi and they also have Jason Alger, I think that's how they gain more information out there. I think the other platforms of the game really should pay attention to this, because to me, maybe it's just because I'm a news guy, I look at this and I get really excited. Maybe overall it's bad, but I think, you know, 4J should be like, oh, maybe we should just let our staff tweet out. Or, you know, maybe, you know, Mojang themselves should look at their staff and say, yeah, maybe you should tweet out a bit more. Or maybe they should have like a weekly progress report. Something like that. I love the community interaction between the Minecraft developers, and really between any game developer and any community. It's something that's really essential, and it's something I think they did really well until recently. And to be honest, I'd love them to get back on this great, you know, community feedback kind of cycle thing, because it's great for everyone involved. That's my opinion. Again, as always with any discussion topic, I like hearing your comments, your opinions in the comments down below. Otherwise, like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.